We're not looking back, and there ain't no stopping us now. What awaits you is right in front. It's something new, and it's just for you. So join me for that new thing, starting now on A New Thing Live. Hello and welcome to A New Thing Live. You are here, I am here, and I'm so glad that you're here. We're so glad that you're with us. My name is Cyndi Galley, and I am the host of this show on YouTube. We have a blast. We have amazing speakers, special guests, life coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, and every one of these individuals are here to strengthen you in doing that new thing. You know, we all have these ideas, or, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could do this? Or it would be so neat if I could do that. And so we get these ideas, but then sometimes we don't move forward, or maybe you're stuck in something relationally. And so our special guests are so vulnerable, and they share their stuff. I share my stuff so that you can unstuck yourself, if that makes any sense. So I'm glad that you're here. This is an interactive show. So whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, we want to welcome you. Go ahead and comment, chat. We've got our team that are going to be chatting with you, and chime in. Like if we say, hey, what are your thoughts about it? Let us know. We've got a fun game tonight we want you to be a part of. But it's going to be an amazing episode. I've been super excited. I was going to say I'm so excited, but I have been excited about tonight's episode for quite some time. So before we go there, because we will go there, and you better get your journal out, whatever you're going to need to write things down. I'm telling you, you're going to catch some things tonight. Even when I said that, something on the inside just went, broop. You're going to catch some things tonight. So just be ready to hear. Just be ready to hear, have open ears to hear. I'm so excited. Okay, so, so much still going on. Of course, we know that things really haven't changed all that much with the Ukraine war and situation with Russia. So I'm asking you to be praying for the people of Ukraine. Also pray for leaders, just that hearts would be softened, that people would be protected, that civilians would be protected. I know there have been some casualties and fatalities, and it's heartbreaking to see that. But there are things we can do. I know there are efforts. I see efforts all around. I see the Ukrainian flag on different websites and people's organizations, and I love that. That's really, and I brought my globe just to remind us, we're all in this space together. Like all of us, every one of us. And I love this globe. I love the people of the world. I love the nations. You already know that. If you don't know me, then you're just learning about that right now. But we're all in this together. And so I feel like, they're hurting, I'm hurting, we're hurting, and we should be hurting. And we should be asking ourselves, what can we do? What are some of the things that we can do? So we are going to see, I'm going to find the best organization that we feel like, yes, we want to go ahead and promote that on our website. We will be promoting that on our website. But please, especially if you are a person of prayer, would you take a minute, and we have prayed for the situation on the show. Would you stop sometime throughout the day and just say, we're going to pray? In fact, let's do that right now. Even now, Lord, we come to you right now in the name of Jesus. And Father, we lift up this war situation, Father, between the Ukraine and Russia. Father, we're asking that the pride and all of these other things that are contributing to these acts of terror, that they would cease. And Father, that in your grace, that there would be shelter, that there would be a safe haven for the people of Ukraine. So Father, we're asking for peace, and we're asking, Lord, for your wisdom to come to the leaders, so that there's something of a resolve that happens, so that there are no more casualties. And we're coming to you again. We keep coming back to you, Lord, because we know that you are the only one that can truly help. We ask that softened hearts take place in the hearts of the leaders, and give them wisdom. And may we be a people who continue to pray for the Ukrainians, and pray also for the leaders of both countries. And we ask for these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And I don't always pray, but I just felt like, let's just do it. So thank you for letting me do that. Okay. So there are some other things going on. And I know that people can be very discouraged. Sometimes you might feel depressed. You might feel even a little bit anxious. And I want you to know we are here for you. A New Thing Live, we are here for you. Email us at anewthing.live@gmail.com. If you have a prayer request, if you're saying, I'm dealing with anxiety, I don't know what to do. I'm like freaking out in my house and I'm in so much fear because of everything going on between COVID and of course the inflation prices and different things. It can be very disheartening. And sometimes we might look at a situation and feel like I don't have a way out. I don't even know what to do and what the next step should be. Reach out to us. We have resources also on our website at newthinglive.com. We've got life coaches. We have books. You may say, well, a book won't help me, but just reach out, and our team would love to help connect the dots so that you can be resourced with what you need to get through it. This is why we're here. We are better together, and we are here for you. So I just wanted to let you know that we're here for you. And if there's anything, if you're like, well, I'm in a situation of this, A, B, C, or D, reach out to us, reach out to someone. Please listen to me. Reach out to someone. Don't go through this alone, and don't believe the lie that no one will understand. Don't believe the lie that, oh no, I need to be isolated. All of that. The word says in Proverbs that a man isolated seeks his own desires. And the word says that two are better than one. So I'm asking you, and I'm hoping that if something in you is stirring, then you're saying she's talking to me. And I'm acknowledging right now, I do need to reach outside, pick up your phone, call that person, text someone and just say, hey, I'm down in the dumps right now. I don't know what to do. Email us. Okay. I'm just saying, please, please, please. This is why we do what we do. We're here for you. And we never want any of our viewers or our New Thing Life family to feel like they're alone and that there is nobody in their corner. We are in your corner and we're championing you. And we want to let you know you're not alone. We're here for you, with you. So let us know. I just wanted to let that be known because I know there's a lot, and every one of us has something to contribute. So if you're hiding in the corner, then we're missing out on who you are and what you have. Small or great, visible or not. Like the head, I need the toe. I need my toenails, right? It's like we need the hair on our legs. And yes, I do have some right now, even though I'm wearing a dress. Okay. Like we need all of the parts of the body. We need every part of the body functioning. And so we need you. I'm dispelling the lie right now that says that you're not important and that nobody cares. No, we care, and you are needed, and you are important, and you are of value. So reach out to us if there's anything you need. We are here for you, and we really do love you. Okay, so we love our national days, and I'm going to get on this kind of quick. All kinds of national days are happening just this week alone. I can't believe it. So I'm going to just shout them out. I'm going to just go down the list in case you didn't know, so that you can say, oh my goodness, I had no idea that National Day was happening this week. Here we go. On the 14th, it's National Write Down Your Story Day. Do you know how important it is to write your story? Your story is so important. Your story matters. I have the opportunity and the privilege of overseeing the stories at my church, and I love it. I feel honored that I get to hear people's stories and things that they've come out of. Well, you have a story to tell. Maybe it's not going to be in a blog. Maybe you won't publish your book, but you still have a story to tell. And it's so good to journal. It's so healthy. It's healing. Talk about self-care. That is so important. So the 14th, that's today, duh. Yes, I love it. See remember I told you my brain is a little bit foggy. Ding, 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 ding. Lights go off. Today is National Write Down Your Story Day. Okay. Also, it's National Children's Craft Day. So if you have some fun little crafts around your home and the kids are still awake, turn off the TV and let's do some crafts with your kids. Let's get the brain going. We have a fun little thing. We're going to talk about how to jog your brain and get it all healthy and well. And then also today is National Learn About Butterflies Day. Now, I have never been a huge fan of butterflies until just last year. All of a sudden I had this revelation, and even through conversations, that I'm kind of like a butterfly, like morphine and all, and then when the wings are ready and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm flying now. So now all of a sudden I have this infatuation with butterflies. So I had to share that today is National Butterfly Day. Tomorrow is Shoe the World Day. And so we won't have this information on our website, but we will have it on our social media where you can take your extra shoes that you don't use, and you can give them to an organization. We will have that information for you. How many of you have lots of pairs of shoes that you're not even using that people around the world, women, men, kids can use? So tomorrow is National Shoe the World Day. The 16th, how many curly haired people in the house, is National Curl Crush Day. So for those of us that have curls, let's rock those curls. I'm excited. I'm going to rock my curls. And it's like, oh my goodness. And I'm going to do it. So if you've got your curls, rock your curls on National Curl Crush Day. Of course, the 17th, and it's why I'm wearing green, is St. Patrick's Day. Now, last year I made a fun little mocktail. What I will do is we will bring that back, the recipe, because it was so good. It was with basil and sugar and soda water and lemon. It was the best. And ice. And then I put a little packet of a raspberry emergency. Come on, somebody. That thing was so good. I mean, I was like, and I had it in a little martini glass, and I had my little music playing. I was like, this is the life. So we're going to have that mocktail recipe so that you don't spend the next morning feeling all icky, ooey, and gooey, right? You can wake up and you're like, oh, I had basil last night and lemon. I'm good to go. So we're going to have that recipe for you. How many Sloppy Joe lovers in the house? I promised my team I would not go through all these national days, but they mean so much to me. I love Sloppy Joes. I know Pat's doing this to me. I love Sloppy Joes, and I like them, the ones that are vegetarian. And so if you have a can of Manwich, pull out that Sloppy Joe can this week and do a favor, women, men, whoever cooks in the house, make your Sloppy Joes and keep it easy, keep it simple. And then I want to see a picture. Tag us if you do that Sloppy Joe. I'm not doing bread, so I don't know how fun that would be, just like the thing by it. I don't think that would be fun. So I'm not going to do that this year. And also, speaking of Sloppy Joe Day, is also National Awkward Moments Day. Enough said. How many of you have had that, right? Awkward moments. Have you ever had those? Never. I have never had an awkward moment. Yes, Dawn, rock your curls, girl. We want you to rock your curls. Love that. Okay, the 19th is National Let's Laugh Day. Laughter does good like medicine. I mean, I love to laugh. And you feel the difference when you're laughing and then when you're like this, right? I mean, there is a difference. Like, this does not feel good. So it's National Laugh Day. Let's Laugh Day. If you're not a laugher, or you kind of maybe tend to be on the little bit of a moody side, find some good, something fun on YouTube. What's that Hawkins guy? Tim Hawkins. He's funny. Michael Jr., he's funny. Like, find some humorous people, maybe hang out, call your funny friends. I got a funny friend named Lise. Every time I talk to her, she has us all giggling. Call your funny friends on National Let's Laugh Day. And then for you chocolate caramel lovers, it is National Chocolate Caramel Day on the same day. And then get this, it's National Backyard Day. Now, you're like, why do you care about backyards? Actually, I don't, because, I I just, I have a little patio and I hang out in it. So it wouldn't be National Backyard Day for me unless I decided to like grill and stuff like that. But I was excited because at The Rock, we just have been promoting and amping up and sharing that at the end of April is it's not National Backyard Day. It's Backyard Revival. And guess what? It's going to be at the Anaheim Angel Stadium. It's a free event. It's for youth, for junior high, for high schoolers, for young adults. Now, I'm in my 50s, but I'm a young adult in my own heart. So I will be there. I will be there. And I'm so excited about this event. It's free. So if you have neighbors, maybe make some little flyers, maybe take a screenshot of what you just saw. We will have information on our website. Maybe take a little screenshot and then text your friends and say, hey, let's go to this backyard revival thing happening at the Anaheim Stadium. Honestly, I don't even know everything that's going to go on there. I don't know the program or anything, but I'm excited about it because it sounds like fun. So it's Saturday night, April 30th at the Angel Stadium for those of you that are in Southern California at 6 p.m. Here's a real quick video. Let's take a quick look at what we can expect or what might be going down at Backyard Revival.
A purposeful, driven, and passionate generation.
Robbed by fear, anxiety, and depression. They long for something more, but all of it is never enough. Can anything good come out of Gen Z?
What if God actually did something?
Yes, so that is Backyard Revival. It's a free event. Invite your young adults, high schoolers, junior hires, preteens, even those that are young, like I said, in their 50s and they're saying, "Oh, I'm young." Invite them to. It's a free event at the Anaheim Angel Stadium. You can visit backyardrevival.org, but we will have the information on our website for you this week towards the end of the week. So if you just don't want to pull up that website, just head on over to ours and everything's going to be right there. Everything we're talking about and promoting will be right there on this week's website. So yes. Okay. So now, we've been talking a little bit about Backyard. We've been talking a little bit about revival. Some of us may have felt a little bit of a tug in our heart for the revival in our own neighborhoods, backyard. We are in need of revival. Can we just say yes and amen and holla? Like holla, we do need backyard revival, right? And there are some of us, though, that are called to a new land. Maybe their own backyard is not the land that they're called to bring revival to. And maybe some are even called to go overseas. Yes. Well, tonight's special guest is living out that adventure in a fabulous way. I'm talking, you will find her in Mexico. You will find her in Paris. You will find her in Cuba. I mean, of course, in LA and in the States and all of these wonderful places. She's such a talented individual. She's a fashionista. She produces fashion shows all around the world. And she's a founder of a ministry and an organization that I'm excited about what it's already doing, but it's just the beginning. Her name is Lizbeth Espinoza. She is the founder of Glams Her Heart. Would you please help me welcome Lizbeth Espinoza? We are here.
So excited to be here again, but in real life.
Yes, so glad to have you. Oh my goodness.
So good. Thank you so much.
Well, we want to welcome Lizbeth. This is actually the first time we've done a live interview, and Pat is rejoicing in the back.
I get to be the first one.
You are the first. You are the first, girl. And we've had her on the show. Now, we had you on the show about 2 years ago, right? About a year and a half ago. Okay, about a year and a half ago. And so just so excited at the whole idea. First of all, you were in Paris for what, 4 months?
3 months.
3 months, okay. Mm-hmm. And then from Paris, she went to Mexico.
Yes.
And then back to the States. I mean, this girl is everywhere.
Like,
so
where
when
am I?
yeah. So when I found out she was going to be in town, is like, oh yes, we going to have you up close and personal. So welcome. How have you been doing and how are things going?
Woo! I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
By the way, you're rocking that green. It looks great on you.
Oh, well, yeah. We can switch. We can switch.
Okay. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Aw.
Things are being great.
Yeah.
But I've been hard.
Okay.
I've been beautiful,
Yeah.
refining, but I am really excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for
Yeah.
what is happening now, for the things that we're announcing even today.
Yes.
So yes,
you've
I'm
got
really-
some wonderful things. And so I know the last time we had you on here, we were, sharing with our viewers about, She Glams Her Heart. And there might be individuals that are watching that don't know anything about you or your ministry, what you've done. You've produced fashion shows. I don't know if the picture of you and I, because I know our team helped you guys out at a fashion show that we did in LA a couple of years ago when I did the auction.
Oh, of course. Yes. That was
When I-
about right before COVID.
Yes, it was right
It's in
before
the fall
COVID. It
of
was
2019.
yes. So I don't know if the picture's gonna pop up, but just all that you do, you're just a multifaceted woman, individual with a lot of vision, and you're impacting a lot of lives. I know when I met you actually, or when I found out about your organization, actually, we were helping Joanna Hernandez at one of her fashion shows at LA Fashion Week. And then your girls from Beauty Arise were there.
Yes.
And they were just the sweetest. So it was Beauty Arise was there. Fashion Magazine was there. It was a wonderful time. And then you and I became like acquainted and then friends like pretty much right after
Right
that.
away.
Yeah.
It was like an instant friendship.
Yes, it was. I know. I'm so thankful.
We met at the Americana.
Yeah.
Remember? I was so excited. And right away, it's like with everybody, with the girls that you brought, we clicked right away. And I'm like, this is going to go.
Oh, there we go.
We found it.
They did find it. So that was the fashion show in LA.
And in November 2019.
Yeah, and that was such a powerful fashion show because that one specifically was helping raise awareness and funds for women that have been human trafficked.
Yes, correct.
Right.
And for an organization, a ministry called Justice 180.
Justice 180.
And they actually have their coffee shop running.
They do. Are they in LA?
They are in LA.
Okay, well, we'll have to
in the Valley.
We'll have to get their information. Yeah. So that was a wonderful, just seeing, the program itself. I was telling somebody recently that everything about that program, the way you produced it was just so beautifully done. And the women that they recounted the true stories of women that had been human trafficked. Girl.
I remember that impacting you so much.
That
was very, very powerful.
It was, I was still talking about it to someone this past week.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you just have such beautiful gifting in creative ways. It's not your typical fashion show. It's like a fashion show with purpose, right?
Yes.
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 And that's
I'm
what
very
you are.
passionate about. Yes.
So talk to us, first of all, how did you fall into fashion? Have you always been a fashionista? Because this outfit is so cute.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah. And Pat say,
you can't use it.
Okay. I don't think I can fit into it, but we can try.
Yeah. So I love fashion since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that honestly, fashion was a place for me, like my safe spot.
Yeah.
A place where I used to cope and really just kind of like, I felt very lonely. The way just even I grew up, it was just, I faced so much rejection and so much abandonment or just feelings of abandonment or not feeling good enough. Mm-hmm. But everything with the arts, everything with fashion, with music, with dancing, it was like my place. It was my happy place.
Yeah.
So then my dream since I was a kid, it was to be in fashion production and do fashion shows, to be on backstage of fashion shows. That was like my big dream. So going to a fashion show and I grew up in LA and I grew up in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So then one of my dreams was to be on backstage of fashion weeks in LA.
Yes.
So it was like a wild dream. So it was always a big dream. But then when I was about 24, I came to this place where I needed to, I just really felt that for me to keep going up in actually was I like 20? No, I was like 21.
Okay.
For me to keep going up in the ladder of the fashion industry.
Yeah.
And to work in the corporate office, I was going to have to compromise my convictions
Mm.
and who I was.
Mm.
So I was at this crossroads where
Yeah.
either I had to choose
Wow.
to keep going
Mm-hmm.
or stay true to my faith and to
Wow.
my convictions.
Wow.
And it was really hard because
Sure.
for my entire life, that was my dream. That was my goal.
Yeah.
That was like kind of like my place of coping, my safe place.
Yeah.
And then out of the sudden, it's like, okay, like if now I'm at this point where either I keep moving up and compromise who I am,
Yeah.
or I let it go.
Girl.
And
come
it
on.
was hard.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really hard.
I'm sure.
But honestly, at that point, of course, my faith is like the strongest thing in my life.
Mhm.
So I knew that God had, at that time, he had already like rescued me, just like
Mm.
done a lot of healing inside of me of
Yeah.
things that I went through when I was a kid or when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay true to my faith.
Yeah.
And now this is my safe place. God is my safe place, and I surrender and let go of the fashion industry. And it was hard, but it was
Wow.
it was at that point that I had to make a big, big, big decision.
Yes.
And then I remember I didn't even, because at the with the company that I was working with, they started cutting my hours. Pretty much they were pushing me for me to compromise, and it was just about even like the way I would dress or just things that I didn't agree with.
Mhm.
And I was at this point like, I don't have money.
Mm.
I was
Wow.
number one in sales, and my hours were cut completely, like to 10 hours a week. And I was living by myself, so living in LA.
In LA,
I mean, back then
yeah.
it was still expensive.
Yeah.
Right now it's way more.
Oh goodness, yes.
But it was expensive, and I was just like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
So the pressure was on for me to either compromise who I was
Mhm.
and my faith, or give it into, or just let it go.
Yeah.
So I did. I'm so grateful that God gave me the courage to say
Yeah.
no. And even though I didn't have really money on my bank account, I said no to it. And then it was like so many things happened.
Just
within
say
that.
no.
Just say no. And then the craziest thing is that I'm just going to be vulnerable here.
Yeah, do it.
That moment when I had to decide and I had those crossroads, I didn't have water bottles in my apartment. Like I was living in the studio. I didn't have food. I didn't have money to get to my job. It got to that point. And I'm like, whoa, I can't do this anymore. So I had to make a decision. And then it was just me and God in that place, crying on my knees. And I'm like, okay, God, like I choose you. And I choose you are the one who, like, you're my everything now.
Yeah.
So I gave it up. And then moments after, a lady from church knocks on my door with this box of water bottles, a snack. And this woman, she did not like to cook. So she came over and she's like, look, Lizbeth, this warm, like it was a soup. It was it was caldo de res, for those who know.
Oh yes.
And then she's like, I don't like to cook, and today I cook, and you know that. And she was like, I need to tell Lizbeth. She needs to try it. But she had no idea of my need. She had no idea what was going on. And then she brought it, and I was like, well, this is an answer. This is an answer. This is God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm all in. You're going to provide for me. And then for 3 years, I left the industry. I was like, okay, I'm not going to see the industry anymore. And then I went into finances.
Mm-hmm.
I was a personal banker
Mm-hmm.
for 3 years. And then I was led into missions full time.
Wow.
And in being in full-time missions, I just really felt God planted this vision in my heart to reach out women, and women who are trafficked and women who are in the fashion industry.
Wow.
Who also are being pushed and pressured to be not true to who they are.
Yes.
You know, with competition, comparison, jealousy.
Yes.
Even like about their body image.
Yes.
Identity crisis, all these different things. It can be really, really, really bad. And
it's hard anyway. Even the things that you're mentioning happen anyway.
Yes.
Outside of the fashion industry.
Oh, yes.
But even more so the pressure. To do this. Even what you were feeling at working as a sales associate at that retail shop.
Yeah.
You were having all this pressure to wear this, do it this way. And wow.
Yes. And then I was like, whoa, I don't want to pioneer or start anything. I just want to be part of something that already exists.
Yeah.
But then like God put in my life an amazing leader. And he was like, I believe that God is calling you to start this. And that's where it started. That ministry back then was called Unfading Beauty. And
I love that.
That's when the Lord started giving me a vision about producing fashion shows, that the shows would be with purpose and it would be completely different. And it will talk about our value and our worth.
Yeah.
And I'm just like blown away because now as I'm doing She Glams Her Heart, all the pieces are coming together. But that dream, I feel like it didn't start last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That started about almost 10 years ago.
Yes. So good. Wow.
So I'm just really, I even sharing, I just get even more excited, more passionate about it. I'm like, I can't believe that now I'm actually doing it. I get to produce this. I get to train creatives.
Yes.
And you don't have to compromise who you are. You don't have to compromise your convictions. You don't have to compete.
You
can do it completely opposite.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just really excited. And that's why I love you, because
I
know.
I'm excited, because I'm just thinking, about somebody that might be watching or individuals that might be watching and they might be at a crossroads where it's like, this is something you had wanted to do since you were little. So all of a sudden, you have this opportunity to grow in that business and in that industry, but you would be doing things that you didn't feel were in alignment with who you really were. Right. I think that's the key thing, is we have to stay true to who we are.
Be authentic.
We need to be authentic. It's like, you don't have to be that person. Like, put your foot down and say no. And if they go, well, then you're out. Well, then you know what? You're out. There's something else that's better for you. And I love this. So for 3 years, you let it go. And then all of a sudden you come now to this missions opportunity, and now your beauty and fashion and your heart for women and trafficking and the red light district, all of these things, you're able to actually put your hands to these different things that you're passionate about that you would not have been able to do if you had stayed with that other company, by the way.
So good. That's what I encourage you. I probably wouldn't have.
Probably
would have got to the corporate, but not received this vision.
Yes, I love that. So good. Okay, so then you ran with that, and then that merged later on. It merged with
Beauty Arise. Yes, and I was invited to be part of Beauty Arise. So I was running that in Mexico. Okay, and we were doing shows and everything. And then I was invited to go to. I was with an organization called Youth with a Mission. I'm still a global partner with them, and they invited me to come over to YMLA Youth with a Mission, Los Angeles, to pioneer a discipleship training school with that ministry, Beauty Arise. And
that is so fun.
Craziest thing is that
is so fun.
It was fun, but it was hard, and it was more fun, and it was hard again. It was great. It was great. Yes,
I just only want to hear the most fun one.
Yes, I know.
I don't want to hear the hard part.
I usually only say the good stuff, but I'm like, okay, no, let's be real.
Let's be real. But, and if we can be
worth
real,
it.
I'm going to turn this around.
After a moment.
I can see it. I'm like, oh no, I don't like that. Okay. So yes. Beauty Rise.
Beauty Rise. So then I was like, well, the craziest thing is like a couple of like years later, a year earlier, what happened is that I got this vision too, this idea, this dream about doing a school where I would empower women and encourage women. And then we'll go to fashion weeks and we go to the red light district and, minister, just reaching out women and just be, just kind of like tell them how valuable they are.
Love on them. Tell them their worth. And
so then when I received the invitation to pioneer the Beauty Rise Discipleship Training School for all women, I was like, okay, I prayed, but I knew that was the next thing. And craziest thing is that during that time when that invitation came, something real cool is that I really felt God was speaking to me about reaching out the YWAM organization, but in Paris.
Oh.
And to ask them how
I feel like I heard the Lord telling me something similar.
And this happened
but in Paris.
Yeah. But in Paris? Really? Yes, come over.
You know I love
you know that
yeah.
I want to. Okay. So then after I was like, okay, I have to do the oh yeah. So I emailed them just to ask them how I could be praying for them and for the city, and just asking them things specifically about the city. And then they emailed me back, and I was like, oh, am I going to go to Paris this time? You know?
Yeah.
And nope. It was just for me to be praying for the city.
Yes.
And this happened about, like 7 years or something.
Wow.
7, 8 years. About 7 years, I think. Or 6 years. And then after that, an invitation came from YWAM LA. And I was like, okay, this is going to be it. That means that I have to let go of everything that is happening in Ensenada that I really, really am passionate about and I love.
Yes.
Because I was taking ministry to like a rescue home, talks, just having like going and speak on girls, teenage girls that come from the street, and then doing the fashion shows, and I was loving it. Actually, one of the big ministries that they have and YWAM Ensenada is building homes for people in need.
Yeah.
So I was just my hands on and things that I really, really, really was passionate about. And then it was time to let it go.
Wow.
And I share this because God taught me so much about my identity, that our worth is not what we do.
Yes, come on.
It's not like the titles that we have.
Yes.
Not the title of the founder, a title of a leader, title of a pioneer, title of like all the achievements that I do, even though it's great. That's not where my worth comes from.
That's right.
That's not like what my value comes from. And then that was a big test for me to be like, okay, I'm going to a new campus with, I don't know, really people. I don't know their system. And I'm going to go and pioneer this. Sounds really exciting. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even know like how they run their finances, how they run the schools or anything like that. So it was a very learning time for me. And after the first school, I really felt like God was leading me to just do the discipleship schools. And it was all women coming from all over the world. Wow. They would stay on campus for 3 months. And then after, we would send them overseas for 2 months.
Wow.
And then after that,
that's pretty amazing.
After 4 years, I believe, I just felt God saying like, okay, now you need to stop. You're not going to be leading schools anymore. Your time is done. And during the time, I just felt only focusing on the school, going on, helping on backstage of Fashion Weeks in LA and New York. And then it was time to also stop doing that. And I was like, hey, what's next? Yeah. And I didn't feel like I had any clear direction. Yes. Except, but I needed to be open. My schedule needed to be open to really receive what was going to be next. Okay. And that next thing became She Glams Her Heart.
Wow. And had you ever heard that title or that phrase before in your heart? She Glams Her Heart.
So this is
I thought you were going to say, oh yes.
This is what happened, because I was doing the fashion shows.
Yes.
And then I went to a business as mission school.
Okay.
And it was very powerful, and it was very empowering, and it opened my eyes to like completely new things. And then there, I just really felt to bring in it was called True Beauty Project, that maybe eventually I will do something with that name.
Okay.
But it was about the fashion shows, and about doing fashion shows with purpose.
Yes.
With significance. So
I love that.
So then after that school in the summer, this is funny, I was in my living room and I felt like it just downloaded this ministry. Oh. Yeah. And then I said, and it was just like, okay, it's a business, it's a company, it's a ministry. What is it? And then I started writing everything. I got my phone. So I have this tendency of when I feel God saying something to me, because we all doubt if we hear God or not.
Yes.
But he wants to speak to all of us.
Yes.
And I pulled out my phone and I recorded a prayer and just what I was feeling. And then I was like, okay, if this is true, I need to find a name. This does not exist. And at that point, I didn't really have finances to buy anything like domains or anything like that. But that morning, somebody had deposited money on my bank account. Wow. And then I felt God saying, like, you're going to buy that domain by faith. Ooh. And that was 2 years before I pioneered She Glams Her Heart.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay, like, let's do this. Like, so I I bought it that same day.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know exactly how things were going to unfold or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know that if it was going to be with part of Beauty Rise, if it was going to be in YWAM,
Yeah.
LA, or anything like that. I still didn't know.
Right.
Until like months later, I just really felt this strong call. This is the time for you to go to Paris.
Wow, what a beautiful call.
It is wild.
So you have this call then to go to Paris, but you were still with YWAM,
Yeah.
you were still with Beauty Arise, but now you had the download of She Glams Her Heart.
Yes.
And so then what was the next thing that you did?
So the next thing, by that time, I had already said I was not leading schools anymore, directing the schools anymore. And then after that, it was like, okay, I need to step down from the ministry. It was going to be a hard call.
Yeah.
And then I was led to actually talking to leaders, talking to the founder of Beauty Rise, that by that time she had stepped down. They decided, we all prayed and everything, we decided that it was time for a closing of Beauty Rise, which I had no idea that was actually going to happen. I knew that I was called to step down, but not to end it. So then I had to be the one ending it and like communicating it as well.
What does that feel like? You know, if somebody might be watching and they've launched something and they feel like they've taken it maybe even as far as it can go and they're having a sense it's time to shut it down. It doesn't mean that you failed, because there are things that I've shut down. There's even things I'm in the process of shutting down, which, you know, will pan out later on. But, you know, what would you say to that person about this is what you do, this is what it looks like, even though there's fear, you want to hold on. You used the word surrender earlier.
Yeah.
I think surrender is important because
that's a key word.
Yeah, a lot of times we want to hold on to things, and it's like, no, but then if you're holding on to this, then you're not, you're not posturing yourself to receive. So what would you say to somebody who might be sensing that there's something they need to shut down that is very near and dear to their heart?
If you are feeling like God is leading you to do it, He's worth of trust. Why I say that? Because you can look back at maybe the little things that you have surrendered in the past and see how He was faithful in it. Because I feel like for me, He was preparing me when I was and that day at my studio in LA, when I was at those crossroads.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to compromise my faith, but I love the industry. That was my forever dream.
So good.
So at that, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, like I'm willing to let go. But then when I look back, I think that was so impactful to me because I laid down my greatest passion.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally did.
I laid
the thing you were most passionate
about. Like anything that you could be like the most like, oh, I dream about this. You know, be a singer, be a dancer, like whatever it is. And then you sometimes we're at this place like, oh, do I have to lay it down and like, but then I found something greater than that.
Yes.
So my great passion is not that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like God. It's a second. You became second place.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, like it was really hard. I cried. That's why I don't like to say like, oh, it was super easy just to like surrender. Like, oh no, I cried. It was wrestle with it.
Yeah.
But then that I feel like that really trained me to then make major decisions as time went for different things. Then it was also surrendering Unfading Beauty, surrendering the title of being a founder of a ministry, and then emerging into another ministry and serve that ministry.
Yes.
Laying down and working with in an anti-human trafficking ministry because it wasn't time. Laying down to so all this, it was just a training thing, constantly. That even that when that happened, when I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do DTSs, it was harder because I was like, okay, maybe people will expect me, people will want me. What are people gonna say?
Yeah,
you don't want to disappoint anybody. Any people pleasing people here? You know? And it's like it's something that nobody. Okay, and I was just like, oh, but what if they get upset? What if they get disappointed at me? What if they say I'm not committed, or maybe that I don't finish things, or what if all these different things? What if I look like a failure because somebody didn't continue it? What about this? And something that I feel like God has been speaking to me and teaching me through all these years is that what matters is His voice. And what He's saying, and to lean onto Him, to trust Him.
Yes,
because He knows more than we know. You know, so I had no idea. Like you said, like if I would have stayed in the organization in the company,
right,
I probably could have gone to the corporate office, but I probably was going to be miserable because I wouldn't have been authentic to who I was.
That's right. Even though it seemed, and it was like, oh, but this is the way.
Yes.
It would at the end of the day, that would not have been. And I know because I know who you are, you would not have been joyful being in that position. Like what we see now.
Yeah.
No, none of that would have been happening. You know,
I don't think
but you
so.
would have been in fashion because that was your dream. But you would not have been like truly like everything that you're exuding right now, just the joy and the passion, the excitement, everything. That's because you really are walking. That was part of your calling.
Yeah.
And we see in part, you know, we only know,
so good.
we see in part. And so sometimes it's like, oh, but this is the way because, but if it's contradicting, or if it's you're getting that gnawing inside, like, no, that's not, something's not right about that. Listen to that. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Don't just discount it.
Yeah.
Right? So
there's
good.
something into that. So I think that it's like looking back is worth it. If it's your very first time, I can tell you it is so worth it to trust him. The thing too is that when I didn't surrender hoping that God would like open doors for me. It was fully on letting go and trusting that he had something better, whatever that was.
Yes, that's good.
So then I got surprised with the gift that that he was calling out to create something new.
Yes.
So then I feel like that is kind of like it was like a constant, a very constant thing that I see, that it was kind of like a training. So then it was the next thing, surrendering. So like now I'm very passionate talking about identity.
Yes.
But why? Because I've been through it and not allowing what people are going to say about it. I think one of the things that, because when you're going to let go and surrendering a ministry, a project, a business or something, and you're like, ugh. I think one of the biggest things is about what are people going to say?
Yes.
How am I going to look?
Yes,
are people
I'm walking through that right now.
Are people going to see my heart behind it? Are people going to understand? Or if they're going to be like, oh, there you go, she's moving on to the next thing, or just different things. And sometimes people don't even think that. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes it's on our mind. But
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Like sometimes it does. And one thing that I have learned is to surrender the desire to be understood, to be real with me, with myself, and be like, I like people to see my heart behind things.
Yeah.
I like to be understood. We all do.
Yes.
And sometimes we have a gift that we have friends that understand us.
Yeah.
We're like, you get me.
You get me.
Yeah. You get me without me saying much. But sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
So then surrendering that. So to me has been this constant thing of like, I need to put down the desire to be understood. I need to put down what people are going to say about me to make this decision. Yeah. Because you're not going to get boldness and courage to do it if you're not willing to lay that down, because it might happen. So now where I'm at, even with Glams Her Heart, all those things have trained me to make major decisions. That sometimes I'm scared and I want, I run to my mentor and, can you pray for me? Am I crazy? Am I in the right direction? Because, but the biggest thing that comes into my mind is like, what are people going to say?
Yeah.
How are people going to view me? So it's a constant surrendering thing that is really beautiful, that I see how God has been training me. So if you're in that place, trust him that he's probably training you for something better and bigger.
Yeah, but he needs you to be obedient and to walk out and do and surrender, let go, all of the above of whatever it is that he's asking you to do. Yes. So I think wow, that's so good. And thank you for sharing what it looks like, because you're showing us even the practical on, I say this and then I have to do this and I have to lay it down. I have to say, like, that is how you surrender. It's not just like, oh, I surrender. It's like, no. It's like literally you're laying this thing that you love on the altar and you're having to talk yourself into it because it is heartbreaking, and it is tear jerking. And so if you're in that place, though, there's nothing better, and you can see, I mean, right here, you're hearing all of the wonderful things, all the breakthrough that happened as a result of her walking that out. And then it's training and it's showing trustworthiness for the bigger things to come. You're not doing it for that person. I mean, for that reason. Right. You're not doing it to say, oh, well, there's better things coming. No, you're really doing it to be with your heart and saying, I'm going to give this to you, and I don't understand it, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to lay it down. And I shared it with you a little bit how there's something that I'm starting to lay down. Right. And I couldn't even talk about it for the first week. I would be crying because I was like, I can't believe I'm going to have to give this up, and but it's true. You know, and I don't know what's going to come of that because
Right.
I'm still in the process of walking.
And I'm
it out.
excited.
I know you are. You're like,
there's like, yeah, do it. But I understand that it's hard. Yeah.
Yes. So that it's true though, but I really appreciate you walking out how you respond and what your emotions are, what you're feeling, but also what you're saying, how you're confronting that. And to say it's not easy.
It's not easy.
And it reminds me of that picture. I'm going to see if I can find it. Have you seen that picture where God's asking this little boy to give him his teddy bear?
Oh, yes.
You know, we're going to have to find it. I'm going to pull it up. And he's holding on to this little teddy bear. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to give it. It's like, it's my teddy bear. But behind, you see this humongous teddy bear that the Lord has behind him, waiting.
Oh, I feel
right. If you just give it. So that's what I just saw that, you know, was reminded of that. So powerful. So then now, since then, you've landed in Paris and you've launched some wonderful things. And we've got some fun pictures. Of course, you know, who doesn't want to see pictures of the Eiffel Tower, but it was
amazing, ladies.
Yes, it was so wonderful to be able to see, you know, your Instagram and look at that girl. I mean, that was your world.
That's my favorite.
Yes. I mean, I would love that. I was like, I'm like totally living vicarious through Lizbeth right now. So good. But you know, you have these opportunities. And speaking and you shared a wonderful thing. Like you had this beautiful brunch at this gorgeous
place,
Parisian restaurant. And you said only the favor of God was able to do that.
Yes.
You know, talk to us a little bit about what that looks like then. You walking out now, this next step, and what you're seeing happening as a result of that.
Even just saying that when I finished with Beauty Rise, and then I was actually exiting YWAM, LA.
Yeah.
And then I left in the middle of like quarantine.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it last time, but for those who didn't watch the other show. So it was, I knew that I was going to go to Paris, but I didn't know when. Mm-hmm. But I knew the date was set for me to exit YWAM, LA. And I was like, okay, you know, pack my things and keep going and just moving in the same city, moving in LA, right? Yeah. My amazing best friend hosts me and her family. So the thing, even in that, it was a process for like a little bit of not doing a thing. Because big transitions are hard.
Yes.
They're really hard. So even I want to encourage people too that are going through a transition or they're laying things down. Sometimes we feel crazy, like it's painful. Should this be painful? It's not easy. Should this be easier? Because maybe that means that I shouldn't let it go. But I want to tell you that that's normal. You're not crazy. Yes. You're one of us.
Yes.
And it's part of the process. So transition is the same thing, even if you're doing the right thing.
Yes.
The fact that you're letting go of something that was so close to your heart, that you invest in, that you get yourself to, like, of course it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's like a breakup with something that you had in the past.
Yeah.
You know, it just building and investing it. You didn't know that it was going to come to an end.
No.
So the process of transition for me was very like, at this point where I knew that I, just from past experiences and everything, just even my life, that I knew that I didn't want no projects, no Glams Her Heart, no nothing to fill me up.
Good.
But to spend time with God, and I allowed him to fill me up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want those things to become my identity.
Yes.
And I was okay not being a leader for a little bit. Like if I'm not a leader, like, am I going to be shaked up? If I'm not doing something, am I going to be like...
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So then after that, it was just like, no, what I like, I know better now. But I feel like I speak on identity. I was speaking on identity as a speaker and like to like different schools or women's gatherings and things like that. But now it was like I have to apply it to another level. It's like it's like identity in Christ and God, like 200, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
So it was like, and it was a whole process of then even like how to like really pioneer Glams Her Heart. How would that look like? Because the borders were closed. And I still felt like I needed to believe I was going to go.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to Paris until like almost a year and a half later.
Wow. Yeah.
And then I was waiting for those borders to be open.
I remember.
When the borders finally open up, I booked my flight ticket. I'm like, I'm going. This is my time. So I need to go to Paris.
Yes.
And then my flights got canceled twice.
I remember.
So I was like, did I
What's
hear
going on?
wrong? What's going
Yeah.
on? So it was just the timing.
Mm.
And then I just really felt like, okay, like I just felt God said, like, I'm proud of you for taking that step of faith and booking your flight ticket. But it wasn't just the timing, but you're on the right track.
Yeah, it's so good.
And then suddenly my flight got booked.
Yeah.
With the right airline.
Okay.
And then I had 10 days to pack and go.
Wow. Yeah, it was quick.
So I was waiting for a whole year and a half. And then suddenly I have 10 days.
Yeah. Oh, I got to go to Paris.
I got to go to Paris,
Yeah.
you know? So then I left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie. Like when the moment, I mean, everything was so smooth. The travel was very smooth. The moment I was landing, I was in tears.
Oh,
because I still feel it right now.
Yeah.
Like, because I could feel that this was God's perfect timing for me to be there. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know anything. I just knew that this was the exact time. It wasn't in August. It wasn't in July. It wasn't in June. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a year before. It wasn't April 21st, 2020. Like it was September. It was August 30th.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Craziest thing is that I launched She Glams Her Heart, like the social media and everything, on September 1st of 2020. And
wow.
I wake up in Paris September 1st, 2021. Wow. Exact year.
Woo! Got some chills right there.
And I was like, I can believe this.
Yes.
Like a year later, as I step in faith a year before of launching these things out, like, and I had no idea when I was going to get into Paris. A year later, I'm there. And the whole trip was amazing.
Wow.
The people that I encountered, the people, amazing. The picture that you guys saw, it was a gathering that I got to do, like a She Glams Her Heart gathering with amazing creators and leaders. And we were just like, God was moving at this restaurant like that.
I love that.
It's amazing. They start following us, and they told me like, you're welcome to do another gathering. So I'm excited to go back and do another one.
Yes.
But God just really immersed me into the city.
Yes.
I was like blown away.
And it just seems like even from what you've shared, there was just been a lot of connections and receiving you as the person that you're supposed to be in Paris, like whether it's right?
Good. Yes.
Whether it's as a producer, I mean, you've got somebody already, a designer saying, are you going to be here? Because I'm ready to have you produce my show.
Yes.
And I mean, yes.
I think that's the thing that I'm really, really excited. Like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I was actually invited to be part of a fashion magazine in Paris.
Wow.
And I got invited to go to fashion shows and to be guest press with them. And to attend the shows. And I was like, what? That was not part of my plan when I went. Yeah. When I had my flight and I was flying. And then they were so on board. They knew what She Glams Her Heart stands for. They know what I stand for. They know that I was in missions for about 8 years. They know that I want to do, like, I really want to help people in developing countries. Yeah. They are on board.
I love that.
And I just felt like exactly what you said. Like, they welcome me, like, as, like, I don't have to fake it. I can be just authentic.
They received you for who you authentically are.
And then I met a designer the first week I got there. He's amazing. And then we work on this production and photo shoot, and then he just released all the photos this past week. So I got to share them. That was really fun. And then now I'm on board about doing a fashion show for him on September.
Wow. I love it.
So I really I'm right now waiting because I need to go back to Paris as soon as possible to start doing the production. We have the venue. It's going to be September 28th.
Okay.
So we're really excited. I get to train professionals and take them with me to be part of it, to the coaching, to the webinars, to the seminars that we're doing. Yes. I already told you. Yes,
Pat's raising her
I need the lights. So.
I love it.
So it was just kind of this thing. I did not see that coming.
Right.
I had no idea. And I was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There was moments where I will walk through the city of Paris and I will cry of just how, just carrying in my heart so much gratitude.
Yeah.
Why? Wow. Because this didn't start now. It didn't start in September. It didn't start 2 years ago. It started that moment when I surrendered in my studio in LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that I keep reminding me. And so I get overwhelmed and start crying a
Yeah.
lot because I'm like, whoa, like I had no idea that decision was going to lead me to right now.
That's right.
And right now I'm just seeing the beginning of it. So I'm always feeling like I'm at the beginning of something.
I love it. I love it. You know, and I like that you took us back there. What year was that when you had that moment in your apartment in LA?
Oh, that was
Ish.
That was about, I want to say about 14 years ago.
Okay. So here's the thing.
And the year I don't remember, but I know
yes.
it was how old I was. Yes.
And this is why I'm asking, is because a lot of times we will get anxious, we get antsy if within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we're not seeing it the way we thought. But here we're hearing a story, and she's saying 14 years ago, and she kept making these decisions. You kept making decisions that you felt were in alignment with where you were supposed to be. So now the doors have opened, and the doors are opening. And it's not, I just don't even feel like it's only Paris received, but I feel like the world has received you as to who you are and who you're called to be. The world has already received you. This is why things are opening up for you.
That's so good. I received that.
Yeah. So I'm sensing that, but it's been years of you surrendering, praying, believing, you know, crying. All of these things that she's saying, these are real, people. But when there's things that are in our heart or things that we see in our heart visions, don't give up just because it hasn't happened 5 years down the road. Don't give up.
Yes.
If it's still there, it's still there for a reason. Get your journal out and do some of the hard work. Do some of what Lizbeth said she did. Make some of those hard decisions and keep trusting and believing that if God placed those in your heart, then they're there for a reason. I love this. I love this conversation. Good. And it's exciting too, because we get to see you. Like I said, I got to see you, you know, these photos of you doing what you do in Paris. And I was like, oh man, Lord, that is
with me next time. September.
Amen. I'm like, yes.
September, please.
Yes. But I would look and I go, I just love, you know, being on this journey with you and watching you walk this out. It's encouraged me. You know, it has encouraged me and it has strengthened me. So I want to thank you so much. And I know you have some wonderful fun news to share because it doesn't end there. There's more.
Yes.
So share with our viewers what's going on now, something that they can maybe write, you know, think about it, pray about it, screenshot it, whatever, record it, but share with us what you're doing now.
And I just want to encourage people who are watching that everything is like training. It's a training ground. And to journal every single thing. Like and if you haven't, you can stop for like a couple hours tonight, tomorrow morning, and just start going and looking back, like all the decisions that you have made that brought you to this day.
That's so good.
Because it's going to help so much. That has helped me a lot. So much. I love to journal or to write.
And even this helps because I've done that too. I've recorded. I'm like, I'm sensing this
so
right
much
now.
Easier now.
And then you see the date, the timestamp, you know, but be careful. The iCloud can eat it up. You know, I've had that happen too. Like, wait, where did that voice message go? Okay. So I want to go back to
So one of the things that is so crazy is right now I'm launching actually a coaching, one-on-one coaching for creatives, to empower creatives to activate their God-given dream and to start off from like having intimacy with God, from a place of intimacy with God. And then we're going to dive into identity in Christ. Who are we really? Where does our value come from? And then activating that dream with kingdom purpose. Like, what is the purpose behind that dream? Why? Because a lot of times we can have a dream or we can have something, but if it doesn't have purpose, that's why a lot of people feel a huge void. They get there and then what?
There's no purpose.
There's no purpose.
That's it.
And then it's like, okay, you have the purpose and then you might have a big purpose. So for me, it was purpose. It was to change the industry, which is a big one, right? But I was like, okay, I can only do with what I'm doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So then it's just like, okay, so then that's kind of like my purpose, to encourage creatives and to be like, it's possible, you can do it with being authentic with who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not compromising your values. Okay. So then like, but what is the assignment?
Mhm.
Going down, breaking it down to, we were talking about activating, okay, what's the assignment?
That's
For I had a
good.
purpose, but as you heard, I had so many different assignments the
Mhm.
past 14 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So
you did
like,
have a lot of assignments.
so when you
Yeah.
are starting something, it's like, okay, what are those assignments? What are
Mhm.
those assignments that you have done that is actually going to help you launch this next thing?
Mhm.
And breaking it down to goals, practical goals of how
That's
to
good.
do it.
Love that.
And then and then we're going to have a webinar for creatives
Mhm.
in May too. So
Okay.
it's on our website. It's up. If you actually follow She Glams Her Heart and Instagram, the link is on there.
Yeah.
And one of the things that also about being authentic, I really feel God speaking to me about doing the coaching, because I was going to go for group coaching, but something that he highlighted is something that I've done for the last about 12 years is mentoring people on a one-on-one level.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I have needed the most through
that's
pioneering
good.
and launching things is a one-on-one mentor, a one-on-one coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow. So I was actually going to thinking about just doing webinars, seminars, and doing like maybe like mentoring, group mentoring. I was like wrestling with that, but it just clicked that if I was to do, maybe I would do it in the future, but right now, if I was to do the group one, I wouldn't be authentic to who I am, because the way that I like to invest in people, the people usually are drunk and come and ask me to, if I could be their mentor, usually it's a one-on-one level. Yeah. So I was just like, yes, that's, I feel like that's exactly how I was designed to do things. Yes. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have webinars. I'm going to have seminars in person, and many people can come, but I really want to invest in creatives and be like, you can do it. Yeah. I hold you. I mean, it's going to be virtual, but if I get to the city and I can do it in person, hold you as you cry. Yes. And so like, you can do it. And be like, you're not crazy.
I love that. That's so important. And I hope, I mean, you're dropping so many nuggets, and I don't know where you jumped in on this show, on this episode, but you need to go back to the beginning where we started this interview. But authenticity is huge. And I love that you are taking the time to say, yes, I know that I'm called to launch these webinars and seminars, but for me, I feel like I need to coach one-on-one. Because a lot of the time management books and all of these other leadership books would say, clump them all together, clump them all in one class. And you're saying, I can't do that. I need to do one-on-one. And then you've given yourself a maximum. So that means that because I'm going to do one-on-one coaching and spending time with each of these women individually, then I can only do 10. Yeah. You know, you have a limit. Mm-hmm. And I love that, because a lot of times there's so many different webinars and seminars and things happening out there, and people are wanting to do the e-courses, and we're in the process of launching an e-course, and it will not be one-on-one. And
that is okay.
But we already filmed it. It's, you know, and so now so that's why it was already filmed, you know, but I love that you're following what's in here, rather than it's like, yes, you can read textbook, you can even go to a seminar, you can spend money in a conference, and they'll tell you do A, B, C, D. But at the end of the day, you need to do what's customized to you and your calling and your ministry and your purpose and your assignment.
So good. Yes.
So I love that. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
That's
Thank
huge.
you so much for just even like, because I think that that's super important with everything, with the industry. Now that I'm in business, like, it's the same thing. Yeah. I need to learn. Yes. You know, and I need to hear input from people. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, I had to come back in prayer and be like, what is it that I need to do that is authentic?
Yeah. Because it's yours. It's yours.
Yes. Because it's going to represent who you are.
Yeah.
It's going to represent. So it's like what you're doing, your business, your project, you need to be authentic. I have done things before, and sometimes I will feel like I hit walls, but that was because the visions I had on my heart, my values, it wasn't aligned with the other person's. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It does. Totally. Yeah, so
it's super important. So yes, I'm doing one-on-one coaching sessions for 4 weeks. It's going to be 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then the description and everything, all the details is on the website.
Yes. And we do have her card. Let's bring her card up. And I want to be sure we will have it on our website as well. But Lizbeth Espinoza, and her website is sheglamsherheart.com. sheglamsherheart.com. Her personal Instagram is at Lizbeth Espinoza, Spnoza. Mm-hmm. Again, we will have her information as well. And of course, I love that picture of the Eiffel Tower in the background. I want to glam my heart right there in Paris, right there with you. And then your Instagram for your ministry or your organization is at She Glams Her Heart. And then you have an Instagram also for Embrace Her Dream.
Yes, which right now is on hold.
It's on hold right now,
Which
yes.
Later on we'll share more.
Sure. So let's just focus on the top 3. She Glams Her Heart, website, her Instagram, and then She Glams Her Heart. But you are doing a lot, and you're breaking it up into chunks and pieces, and you're divvying it out at the right time, at the right amount. So this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for you. Any of you that are looking for one-on-one coaching, if you're creative especially, please look up Lizbeth's information. We will have it on our website, but you can see that you would be under the best care, under the best hands. This woman is incredible. She has a great shepherd's heart. She's authentic. She's true. She understands the importance of identity. She's not going to try to make you conform to who she thinks you need to be. Yeah. She's going to allow you to grow that butterfly, the morphine, into who you are supposed to be and who's already inside of you. Everybody has something different. And you reminded me when you talked about the identity. There was a book that I jotted down. It was called The True Measure of a Woman by Lisa Bevere. That book changed my life, rocked my world. I was in seminary, and I had never heard of Lisa Bevere. And I was at this event. This was probably 1999, 1998, maybe even. And I bought her book. I mean, I devoured that thing. I love to read. I devoured it. I mean, I cried. I wept. And I mean, it changed because she basically was like, you're not where you live. You're not how much money you make. You're not what your husband does. You're not what car you drive. You're not what size you wear. You're not where you shop. Because a lot of people, and I've done that, we put our identity on these things that falter or they die off, and then what? So The True Measure of a Woman, we will have that book also on this week's episode. Yes. But we will have Lizbeth's information, creatives.
Yes. And the webinar for May.
And the webinar for May.
3 days.
Yes. What are the dates on that?
It's the 27th, 28th, and 29th of May.
Okay.
And it's going to be 3 days. 3 hours each day, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to have guest speakers.
Okay.
I'm really excited. And also it's for creatives.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I hope that you really, really take to heart the things that Lizbeth shared. She talked about authenticity, your identity, the power of not compromising, but staying true to who you are, surrendering. I mean, so many things she talked about. And it was an incredible time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You on here.
I love you so much.
Oh,
and you're one of those people, I always say it, but I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
You empower so beautifully.
Oh, thank
you. I feel
you.
So safe to share with you guys crazy things.
Thank you.
Because I just feel safe because you're really genuinely empowering. You're very authentic.
Thank you.
So I just love what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm just so blessed that God put you in my life.
Yeah.
When he did.
And I feel the same way.
It just
truly.
goes for my whole life.
Yeah. No, and just our talking and time together has just been so amazing and just strengthening. And this is why we do life together. It's why you need to find people who understand you. And if you're a dreamer, then connect with dreamers. Or if you don't have any, ask the Lord, send somebody my way. He brings them. And then you don't feel crazy because you're sharing these
crazy things with
big dreams with people who are also dreaming big. And it's refreshing and it's exciting and it's encouraging. We do have a quick game before we say goodbye to Lizbeth that our segment producer created. And so let's get that game on out here. It's called Emoji something. And Emojinary. Okay, let's see. We're ready for the first one. We want you all to play. Okay, this emoji. Oh, it's okay. Let's put it back up really quick so we can. It's an airplane and a pilot. Oh, is it Amelia Earhart?
Woo! Yeah.
We want you to play too. Okay, next one.
You're so good.
Yes, if we can look at it again. It's too bad. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, that is Rosa Parks. Okay. You go with that? Rosa Parks?
Yeah.
Okay, we go with Rosa Parks. There you go, Dawn. Very good. Yeah, Dawn said Rosa Parks. Way to go, Dawn. Love it, love it. Okay, next one. You know this one, girl. Let's just show it one more time. Okay, so Lizbeth has the answer to this one.
Is it Queen Elizabeth?
Well, that's hard though. I thought it was Queen Elizabeth. I would never. Okay, sorry. We do love the princess.
Yes,
okay, the next one. Oh, we know this one. Women's history. Yes. Okay, and the answer is
Frida. My Mexican side in it.
Yes, girl, you got it. It was Frida. Frida. Okay, next one. I think is one of the Williams sisters, maybe Serena, or who's the other one? Venus. What? Oh, Venus. Oh, there goes the music. Pat got that one, Venus Williams, and very good. Yes, you are right, Dawn. Oh, she said innocent. Serena. I thought it was Serena, but also she said, oh, Frida Kahlo. Yes. Frida very Kahlo. Good. Very good. Well, that was fun. Well, thank you so much. We have these so games, and sometimes it's like, oh Lord. Sometimes I don't even guess them, and I'm like, can we?
That's good. It's humility moment.
It is humility. It's humility. So do follow on She Glams Her Heart. And my goodness, for those of you that are creative, that are looking for a coach, one-on-one coaching at that, Lizbeth Espinoza is your jam, and she would absolutely love to do that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Love you so much. So good to have you on here.
So good to be here.
All right.
Woo, our flower. There you go.
Yeah. So we know that there are some things that kind of help to keep the brain like live and alert. And we're going to cover those things as soon as we come right back from this quick message. So don't go away because it's almost done. Don't go away. It's an all-new season 2, bringing you now more than ever before. You'll be inspired. Welcome to A New Thing Live. Now you get to lead everybody. Girl, you leading everybody doing that.
Let's just go for it.
Yes! You'll be strengthened.
When you're living in your sweet spot, you have the greatest impact in the world and with the other lives that you're in contact with. Purpose, connection with other people.
We get real.
The King family legacy.
Yeah.
And we work in that manner towards human dignity from the womb to the tomb, loving each other.
And we have fun.
I've seen every Star Wars, but I do not like Star Trek.
Oh, no, we got a problem now.
We're going where we've never gone before, and we're inviting you to come along. It's season 2 of A New Thing Live on Monday nights. Subscribe today. So fun. Do subscribe today. What a wonderful time we just wrapped up with Lizbeth Espinoza. If you've never heard her story, jump on, go back, rewind to the beginning of that interview. And just so many for you dreamers, for you creatives, for those of you that feel like something that you love is coming to an end, that you're going to have to surrender. If you've been fighting surrendering, if you've struggled with your identity, if you've struggled with waiting and perseverance, this is the episode to watch. From the moment you see her on the screen, hit play there. And then be encouraged. Truly, some amazing things were shared tonight. So wonderful to have her. You know, we do know that there are some things that really can help your brain, okay? Like I was saying, I'm feeling foggy today. So this applies to me. There are some brain jogging exercises that our team has put together. And so we're going to go down them really quickly. Maybe you can do 1 or 2 of these this week. First thing would be is to do a jigsaw puzzle or the like, Rubik's Cube, all of those different things that keep your brain thinking. I'm not talking about TV. I'm not talking about binge watching TV. I'm trying to get your brain going and get it really thinking and moving and activating all of those fun little neurons and get it thinking, like, let's wake it up. Let's wake it up. Number 2, learning a new dance move. I love that. Maybe, for example, both my nieces dance, but one of them is in show choir. And she was trying to show me all of her moves. I was like, girl, oh, Lord have mercy. But it was fun. And I could feel like I was engaged, like trying at the steps, so learning a new dance move. Some of the things were like, go with your friends, country line dancing. And, anything that's new and it's going to make you think, how am I stepping? How am I doing this? Maybe it's a new workout class and you're doing the choreography, 1, 2, 3, all those different things. So trying some new dance moves. Third, be willing to try new ways to do the same thing. Now I'm notorious for this. I don't like doing the same thing the same way every time. So even when I worked like in Pasadena, I would always try to figure what's a different way that I can go to work today. Because I like new. I've always liked the new to a fault where sometimes it would get me in trouble. So trying something new and try driving a new way to work and maybe take the scenic route. Maybe it's 3 extra miles, well, with gas and everything. Just put a little bit of extra in your pocket so you have that for those few extra miles. But, try driving a new way or doing something different. Maybe you do dinner the same time. Maybe it's Taco Tuesday, but maybe this Taco Tuesday, you're going to do it out on your patio. Just something different, something fun, maybe on the lawn. Maybe pull out your blanket and light up the fire pit, just trying something that you do the same way, but trying to do it something new. Also, how about learning a new language? I think that's really good. I have to say, as much as I loved learning Spanish, both my grandma and grandpa on my mom's side were both born in Mexico, but I still didn't speak very good Spanish. But then, when I learned French, yes, that was a lot of fun. But for me, the key was like when I learned how to read Hebrew. Oh my goodness. That was a whole new thing. It unlocked, and I couldn't even believe that my mind could even grasp what I was reading backwards, from right to left. And then in these alphabets that I had never grown up reading. So and then you're encouraged. You're like, oh my goodness, like I can really do more than I thought. Right? Because it's something new. And last but not least, how about just a new card game? Right? Maybe just a new card game. Maybe you only know how to play, what is it, gin rummy, or I don't really know, or poker, or whatever, spades, maybe hearts, whatever, solitaire, but try something new. Try something new. We're always about trying something new here on A New Thing Live. So, hey, we want to thank you guys so much. It really has been a wonderful show, just so full of a lot of powerful nuggets that were deposited. And we love what we do because we know that it impacts you. Like you're the reason why we do this. So we're excited for you to tell us, hey, I started a new this. I'm launching a new that. I decided to shut this down. I've been feeling like I need to shut this down for a while and I just have been holding on to it. We want to hear. So share with us. Email us at anewthing.live@gmail.com. If you don't yet follow us on Instagram. We're at A New Thing Live. Follow us on Facebook. We're at A New Thing. Or if you're watching us on Roku or Facebook, head on over to YouTube, do a little search for A New Thing Live, and then hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if it gives you that option, just so that you know when we go live. Sometimes we have some other things. Every now and then in the morning, I'll get inspired to share something that moved in my heart out of my devotions. And so I don't even have a set time or a set day for that. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to share that today. So we like to go live and we like to encourage and strengthen you. And don't forget also, we do have our website at newthinglive.com. But you are amazing. And there are so many wonderful things that are already inside of you. I'm going to ask you to stop looking to the left and stop looking to the right at what everybody else around you has, because what you have is more than enough. You are amazing. And I want you to know that. And if you didn't hear Lizbeth say it, you are of value and you are of worth. And we believe in you. So thank you for chiming in with us tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight in this new, we're trying some new things. We like to do new things too. And so I know the little sign is missing, but we do have the former, the original sign there. But we're just wanting to change things up a bit. And if you have any ideas of some fun, like creative hacks, life hacks, share them with us. Or maybe you might even want to be the one to come on here. We're open to that too. We really want to just start bringing a lot of you that are already watching and sharing things with us. We want to share what you're doing with our viewers and with our New Thing Live. So you're amazing. Remember, don't look back, because that you'll just stay stuck when you look back. Put your hand in the plow, move forward, have an incredible week, and we'll see you next week. Happy St. Patty's Day, and we'll see you next Monday night on A New Thing Live. Are you ready?